Planning to apply for a K-1 fiancé visa? Don't forget this important letter, the letter of intent to marry, a simple but important part of your K-1 visa petition. It tells USCIS that you and your fiancé genuinely intend to get married. But what exactly should you write? Who needs to sign it? Don't worry, in this video, I'll show you a simple, formal, and USCIS-friendly example. Let's write it together! In this video, I will walk you through the different parts of letter of intent to marry and explain what you should include in each section. So let's go through the letter step by step. Part 1. The date. The first part of the letter is the date. For example, August 16, 2026. You should use the date when the letter is actually signed. If you are submitting separate letters, each person should date their own letter according to when they sign it. Next is the subject or reference line. In our example, we have Form I-129F, petition for alien fiancé or fiancé. This tells the reader what the letter is related to. The purpose of this letter is to support your Form I-129F petition, so clearly identifying the petition makes the document easy to understand and organize. Part 3. Petitioner and beneficiary. Next, identify the two people involved in the petition. You can write petitioner, full legal name of U.S. citizen, for example, Johnny Hill Dion. Then the beneficiary, full legal name of foreign citizen fiancé or fiancé, for example, Mylene Diaz Alcantara. The petitioner is the U.S. citizen fiancé or fiancé who filed the Form I-129F. The beneficiary, however, is the foreign citizen fiancé or fiancé who is applying for the K-1 visa. Make sure you use your full legal names and that the names are consistent with the information in your immigration documents. Part 4. The greeting. Next, we have the greeting, to whom it may concern. This is a formal and appropriate greeting when you are addressing the letter to a specific individual. Keep the greeting simple and professional. Part 5. Identify yourself. Now we can come to the first paragraph. In the sample, the beneficiary writes, I, then the full legal name, am the beneficiary of the above referenced Form I-129F petition filed by my fiancé or fiancée, then the full legal name of U.S. citizen. This paragraph simply identifies who you are and explains your relationship to the petitioner. If you are the foreign citizen fiancé or fiancée, you identify yourself as the beneficiary and identify your U.S. citizen fiancé or fiancée as the petitioner. Part 6. State your intention to marry. This is the most important part of the letter. You want to clearly state your intention to marry your fiancé or fiancée. For example, I am writing this letter to formally state my intention to marry, then write the U.S. citizen fiancé or fiancé's full name within 90 days of my admission to the United States as a K-1 non-immigrant. This sentence directly communicates the purpose of the letter. It tells the reviewing officer that you intend to marry your fiancé or fiancée within the required period after entering the United States in K-1 status. Be clear and direct. You don't need to write a long love story in this letter. The main purpose is to clearly document your intent to marry. Part 7. Confirm that you have met in person. Next, the letter can state, we have met in person and have mutually decided to marry and establish our life together. This is important because one of the K1 visa requirements generally involves the couple having met in person during the applicable period before filing the petition, subject to certain exceptions. If you have already met in person, you can simply state that fact in your letter. You don't need to provide a detailed travel history in this particular letter. Your photographs, travel records, passport stamps, boarding passes, hotel reservations, and other relationship evidence can be included separately as appropriate. Part 8. State that the marriage is bona fide. The next sentence says, I sincerely intend to enter a bona fide marriage with, then you write the U.S. citizen fiancé's full name. The phrase bona fide marriage means that you genuinely intend to establish a real marital relationship rather than entering into the marriage for an immigration benefit alone. You can then explain that you are pursuing the K1 fiancé or fiancée visa for the purpose of marrying your fiancé or fiancée in the United States. Again, keep this section honest, straightforward, and personal to your situation. Part 9. State that the letter supports the I-129F. Next, you can include a short statement such as, I respectfully submit this letter of intent to marry in support of the Form I-129F petition. This connects the letter directly to your petition. It tells the reviewing officer why you are submitting the document. Part 10. Certification. Next is the certification statement. I certify that the information provided in this letter is true and correct to the best of my knowledge. This is a formal statement confirming that the information you provided is truthful. Always make sure the information in your letter is accurate. Do not copy someone else's letter word for word if the information doesn't accurately describe your own situation. Part 11. Closing and signature. Finally, we have the closing. You can use respectfully. Then leave space for your signature. Under the signature, write your full legal name. Then identify yourself as beneficiary and include the date. For example, signature, full legal name of foreign citizen fiancé or fiancée, beneficiary, date, month, day, and year. What about the U.S. citizen petitioner? Now, one important point I want to clarify. For a K1 fiancé or fiancée petition, you should not assume that only the foreign citizen fiancé or fiancée needs to provide a letter of intent to marry. Typically, both the U.S. citizen petitioner and the foreign citizen fiancé or fiancée provide signed statements of their intent to marry. The two letters can be very similar, but each person should write and sign their own letter. For example, the U.S. citizen petitioner can state, I, then full legal name, am the petitioner of the above reference form I-129F, fiancé or fiancée. Full legal name of the fiancé or fiancée. I am writing to formally state my intention to marry, then the name of the fiancé or fiancé's full name, within 90 days of his or her admission to the United States as a K1 non-immigrant. And the petitioner can continue with the appropriate statement about their intention to marry. The important thing is that both parties clearly demonstrate that they intend to marry each other. within the required 90-day period. Final tips. Before you finish your letter, here are a few important tips. First, keep it simple. Your letter of intent to marry does not need to be several pages long. The purpose is to clearly state your intention to marry. Second, use your full legal name. Make sure your name is consistent with your passport, immigration forms, and other official documents. Third, make sure both parties sign their own letters. The U.S. citizen petitioner and foreign citizen beneficiary should each have their own signed statement. Fourth, use the correct date. Make sure the date on the letter reflects when the person actually signed it. And finally, be truthful. Your letter should accurately reflect your relationship and your genuine intention to marry. And that's how you can structure a letter of intent to marry for a K1 or fiancé visa. Remember, this letter is just one part of your overall K1 visa documentation. You should also make sure that you understand the other requirements and supporting evidence needed for your particular case. I hope this video makes the letter of intent to marry easier for you to understand and prepare. See you on my next video.
Do not forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification button for more updates.